Hello and welcome back to your own channel Indian Defense Analysis, where we bring to you all the latest development happening in the defense sector.
If you don't think futuristic, you will be obsolete in modern era warfare and will end up catching with the adversaries. Indian military has experienced this in UAVs and UCAVs development, but the bigger question is, have we learned from it? The answer seems to be yes. Indian Army is going ahead with procurement of massive fleet of 702 autonomous combat vehicle, which will be key to futuristic warfare for ground and mechanized troops. ACVs, or autonomous combat vehicle. If we have to explain it in simple terms, they are the robots on the wheels which performs missions like surveillance, reconnaissance, and if possible undertake combat missions too. You can also call it ground version of a UAV. It's going to be an unmanned vehicle controlled by a human operator via some graphical user interface. The ACV can send data to the operator using either direct visual observation or remote use of sensors such as digital video cameras. With the help of live feed, the operator will be able to mobilize the ACV. The ACVs, or also sometimes called as UGVs, will be employed where there is probability of excessive fatigue or danger of casualties to personnel, and also where it is impossible to involve human presence. UGVs can be used for many applications where it may be inconvenient, dangerous, or impossible to have human operator present. Indian Army presently do not have any ground vehicle to undertake unmanned autonomous missions of intelligence, surveillance, and delivery of loads or casualty evacuation. For the surveillance of enemy, the armored and mechanized infantry units currently employ vehicle-based Doppler radars and handheld TI sights manned by 3 to 4 personnel. Being vehicle-based and large size, these are easily detected and spotted by the enemy or are forced to be deployed at a large standoff distances. Even for casualty evacuation and immediate replenishment of ammunition and fuel to individual armored vehicles, the wheeled unprotected vehicles manned by crew of 4 are used. This is why Indian Army needs a custom-made unmanned tracked or wheeled agnostic vehicle for mechanized forces of the Indian Army. Indian Army is now looking for 351 combat ACV, 3 per armored and mechanized infantry unit, and 351 ACV logistic support vehicle, again 3 per armored and mechanized infantry unit. So in total there will be 6 ACV, 3 for combat and 3 for logistic support for every armored mechanized infantry unit. Now these combat vehicles will have maximum speed of up to 20 kilometers per hour, ground clearance of 300 millimeters. It should be able to climb gradient of at least 25 degrees with vertical steep crossing of at least 200 millimeter. It should be able to cross a trench of at least 250 millimeters. The vehicle will also have amphibious capability and should be able to ford through the water up to a depth of at least 500 millimeter. Talking about its payload carrying capacity, the ACV Combat will have onboard payload for day and TI surveillance, ranging and transfer of real-time images or videos to control stations in secure mode up to a distance of at least 10 kilometers. The ACV logistic support will have a payload of up to 1000 kg for support of armored and mechanized units. In silent or battery mode, it can operate for at least 4 hours. In hybrid mode, it can operate for at least 12 hours. The vehicle should have a minimum indigenous content of 50%. Now, if you remember, on March 11, 2022, we have reported that Ministry of Defense has announced 18 major platforms for industry-led design and development under different categories. We have made a detailed video on this topic and the link for the same can be found in the description section. All the platforms announced by MOD falls under Make 1 category and Make 2 category, IDEX and Special Purpose Vehicle Model. However, the autonomous combat vehicles fall under Make 2 category. under which assured procurement will be provided by the government. The industry will be provided financial support for prototype development of these projects. Additionally, in the first week of March, approval in principle AIP for the autonomous combat vehicles was already provided by the Ministry of Defense.
This was today's update. Please let us know what is your views about these in comment section. Feel free to post your comments and suggestions about any topic related to defense sector on which you want to hear from us. With this, I would like to say goodbye and Jai Hind friends. Please like and subscribe our video if you have not done already. We will be soon back with more interesting and amazing development happening in defense sector.